Asphalt stretches out like a gray ribbon tie under the weight of a heavy morning sky. George Cooper feels the burn in his tired frame, ignoring the pulse of a sharp and jagged pain. His shadow is long and his stride is getting slow, but there is a fire where the cold winds blow. The gravel crunching underneath his worn-out toes pushes him closer to the phantom of his goals. He is running on through the thick of the haze, a steady motion in a frantic maze. The long, the frantic, and the breath is thin, but the iron spirit is locked deep within. George Cooper moving with a desperate grace, finding the rhythm in a lonely place. One leg is dragging with a heavy door stain, yet he refuses what the weakness might bring. The road is a mirror of the struggle in his chest, putting the fiber of his soul to the test. Faces in the windows pass like ghosts in a dream. He is a man drifting hard against the stream, sweat on the brow and a grip on the wheel, climbing the slope of a never-ending hill. He is running on through the faded days, a steady motion in a frantic maze. The lungs are frantic and the breath is thin, but the iron spirit is locked deep within. George Cooper moving with a desperate grace, finding that rhythm in a lonely place. He is running on to the brink of the race, a steady motion in a frantic maze. The lungs are frantic and the breath is still, but the iron spirit is not deep within. George Cooper moving with a desperate grace, finding the rhythm in a lonely place.
I'm out of breath. Well, hello. Welcome back to my channel. Anyone who's new here, because I've noticed I popped up 1 or 2 more new subscribers. Name's George Cooper. Decided to get fit back in February, and I started running beginning of April. Sorry, just wanted to get across that road. Started running beginning of April. Had an injury in June. Just got back again in October, end of September, beginning of October. So that's my story. Tower nightclub. It was wet there. Back in the day. Aye. Got some good memories.
Saw a werewolf with a Chinese menu in his hand, walking through the streets of Soho in the rain. He was looking for the place called Lee Ho Fooks. Gonna get a big dish of beef chow mein. Ahoo, werewolves of London. Ahoo. Howling around your kitchen door. You better not let him in. Little old lady got mutilated late last night. Werewolves of London again. Ahoo, werewolves of London. Hairy-handed gent who ran amok in Kent. Lately he's been overheard in Mayfair. You better stay away from him. He'll rip your lungs out, Jim. I'd like to meet his tailor. Ahoo, werewolves of London. Ahoo. Well, I saw Lon Chaney walking with the Queen, doing the werewolves of London. I saw Lon Chaney Jr. walking with the Queen, doing the werewolves of London. I saw a werewolf drinking a pina colada at Trader Vic's. His hair was perfect. Ahoo.
No, we're not in London. I ain't run that far. It's not Nelson's column. Don't know if there's a plaque on here, so I mean, I know what it is. It's William Wilberforce, but I don't know if there's much information on here. He, well, you can't say single-handedly, because that would be a lie. He was one of the main, how can you put it? One of the main people to go towards abolishing slavery. It still blows my mind that I'm not going to get political or out like that, right? But it blows my mind that slavery ever happened. You'd think one human being could not treat another human being that poorly. Crazy to me, but anyway, I'm not going to get into the politics or into history. As you can see, this is Hull College. Don't know if you're allowed through here. I don't see why not, especially on a Sunday. And it's not as if there's any gates, is there? Come to a gate now, seeing turn round. Yeah, I've got you some information coming up here. Tell you the truth though, it's not information I fully knew about. I knew bits, but I didn't fully understand it. But like I said earlier, my brother and his wife, sorry, I'm out of breath. They do them whole tour things, take you around and give you information and stuff. I don't know the proper name for it. It's all volunteer work, but they've had to spend the last few weeks learning a lot more history. And basically, it's like, I'll run past it on the way back again, but that big area that was under construction, right, that's called Queen's Gardens. Right, and at one point, that was actually a boatyard. I'll see if I can find a shipyard, a dock. Bloody hell, not a breath, brain's not working. A dock. If I find some old photographs, I'll put an old photo up or somewhere. But yeah, see if anyone from here right now can spot the unusual weather vane. You should be looking for a cockerel, but I'll give you a clue. It's a cockerel that's not a cockerel. There you go. Right, now at this point, in a matter of speaking, my brother's going to take over.
So the building on your right with the weather vane, and the weather vane at the top of the weather vane is the Bounty, HMS Bounty, and it was actually built here in the dry dock, but it wasn't called a Bounty, and I forgot what it was called now. But the Royal Navy grabbed hold of it, became the Bounty, Mutiny on the Bounty. So then that's going to be the dry dock now, which is getting fitted out for the Arctic Corsair, last winding trawler. And you're going to be able to not only walk on top of it, you're going to be able to get underneath it, and also you'll be able to see a big black building, which is the Tourist Information Centre. And then just to the right in between the buildings, there's the Scotch derrick crane, which was used in the old days. And these two markings here, that one and that one, that it would be the lock gates. That's where the ships would actually come into the dock. And that dock was the first dock to be opened in 17 1978, and when it was opened it was England's largest dock, and people of Hull named it the Dock.
You know what? Telling my mate on here, that bloody annoys me. You'd see that I stopped, so them two people walking side by side could come through the path, use the entire path. But I thought, yeah, I'll stop. But you know, it's not a single smile, not a single thank you or anything. Ooh. The elephant's in there. Farm animals, elephants, ducks. Look at that dog. I'm not touching anything today. As we know, last time I touched something. Oh, do you get a lot of strangers stopping here by any chance?
Yeah,
Right. Oh. Bloody hell. Well, that's enough. That's enough scarf time. Right, just got my microphone back on again for this bit. When I get down to the bottom of here, I've got about another 1.5 miles to my place-ish. So I'm going to end this one here. Oh. You alright? Just trying to get bloody breath, why don't I stop? Running and talking, bloody hard. Yeah, so anyway, like I said, I've only got about 1.5 miles left. So I'm going to end this one here. and say I hope you enjoyed the run with me. Hope you enjoyed a bit of the historical information I mentioned. Care of my brother. Cheers, bro. Right then, I'll catch you later. And as always, cheers.